All right, guys, I am doing a product review today that some of you may be interested in, some of you may not. So if you're not going to be interested in a new Android tablet, maybe this isn't the video for you. But for some people, this could be very interesting. Now, we have been using a iPad Pro for many years. This is the original iPad Pro. It's been out for 10 years and it still works. I had to have the battery replaced in it a year ago, but it still works. It runs Trails Off-Road, it runs Gaia, but I'm sure at some point its days are numbered in terms of updates because it won't take any of the new iOS updates, not for the last 2 years. So its days are definitely numbered. And we've been looking for what the replacement to our iPad's going to be. Couple things that we'd like would be it to be more rugged, because an iPad is definitely not a rugged device. We'd like good runtime. That's important. We want all the connectivity options, all that stuff, and we want a brighter screen. So all those things play into us wanting to get a tablet at some point. Well, this company, Hotwav, they reached out and said, hey, would you like to try our Android tablet? And I looked it up, looked at the specs. I'm like, man, this thing actually sounds pretty darn cool and could be something that not only myself, but some of you might be interested in. I'll tell you right off the bat, it is much easier to use. I'm sitting out here, I got bright sun on me, and I can read the display on here, and I cannot read the display on my iPad. It just looks black because of the glare from the sun, where I can still read this. So that's a big plus. Let's go into some of the specs. This is a 10.1 inch display. If I compare it to my iPad Pro, it is damn near the identical size, although a little thicker, but we'll talk about why in just a minute. Let's talk about it right now. This has a 10,800 milliamp hour battery, so very large battery capacity in this thing. That means it can go for about 700 hours on standby. That's pretty insane. Now, if you're using it on just typical stuff, email, that type of thing, this should run for 20, 25 hours pretty easily. So good runtime on here. Now, what's interesting is you can actually take a cable and go from here to your phone and use the battery in this to charge your phone if you needed to. So you could sacrifice some of the battery in here to keep your phone charged if you needed to. I think that's pretty freaking cool right there. Let's see what else. We got 20 gigs of RAM, so that's pretty good for an Android device. It is running Android 14 with an octa-core chipset. Okay, that just means it's the latest and greatest and has all the current software on it, and Lucas is walking in front of the camera and throwing dirt at me. So there's that going on. But rugged, let's talk about that. So already we mentioned the screen is good, the battery is really good, but is this thing rugged enough for you guys to use out on trails? I'm going to go with a resounding yes. It is IP68, IP69K, I'm going to look at my notes here, and mil standard 810H. What does that mean? It means this can sit under a meter or about a yard of water for 30 minutes, pull it out, and be perfectly usable. So highly waterproof. It has the highest level you can get for dust protection, and that mil standard 810H means it can survive a drop onto concrete from 4 feet. So it is a rugged beast of a machine. Internally, for our navigation purposes, which is what I'm using it for, it's what I think you guys would use it for, it is loaded with GPS features. It has Baidu, Galileo, GLONASS, and GPS antennas in it. So it's going to give you extremely precise positioning with all that stuff. It has a 13 megapixel rear camera and a 5 megapixel front camera. So not the greatest when it comes to taking videos or photos. I'll show you some. Here's some videos we took with it. I mean, it's not bad. It does the job. Here's some photos. Photos look pretty nice. They're sharp. They're clean. They're not, super high end, but if you want an everything device, that could do the trick for you. And for connectivity, it supports 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It has 4G LTE and dual SIM slots. So that means it can connect to damn near anything. Now we are out here in the absolute toolies right now, and I'm connected to the internet via my Starlink over here. Works absolutely beautifully. For our purposes, we typically only use a tablet for navigation. So I tested Trails Off-Road and I tested Gaia GPS. They both run absolutely flawlessly on here. No problems at all. The bright screen on here, the nice colors make those apps really handy to use on a tablet. But it is a full computing tablet, right? It's a full Android. So if you have an Android phone or you're already using an Android tablet, well, then you know what an Android tablet can do, which is damn near everything, right? I have my Gmail on here. I have my Google Docs, all my Google applications that I use are on here. I can install all the apps that I need, different camera apps, different photo editing apps. It is like having a little computer in your pocket, just like an iPad is. It's just a lot cheaper. So let's talk about that, right? If I went to buy a new iPad, not an iPad Pro, not an iPad Air, just your 10-inch iPad, which would be better than this one because this is 10 years old, but it would be the latest model of iPad. Those, to get the same type of specs as this, you're going to pay $499 for the basic unit, which not bad for an iPad, considering if you went with an iPad Pro, you can get up into the $1,500, $1,600, $1,800 pretty easily. So a basic iPad is going to run you $500. This is going to run you $250. So half the price of a competing iPad. So I think from a value proposition, this thing's really good. And we were using it for our navigation today. We used it for Google Maps. We used it for watching some YouTube videos. It's a great tablet. So if you're in the market and you're looking for a tablet to use and you're okay with going Android, which some people insist on Android, some people don't care one way or the other, then I would check this out. I think this is, for me, and I don't have a huge experience with Android tablets, but this is the best Android tablet I've used. I have several, and I use them for different things once in a while, but this thing has been working absolutely flawlessly today. So I would check it out. It's the Hotwav R10 Pro. They have some other models. They have the R9. They've got some other, I think there's an R8 as well. This is the top of the line R10 Pro, which I think if you're going to do it, I would recommend getting this one because it's the larger screen. It's got the most specs to it. So yeah, I would say check her out. And you want an Android tablet, could be the way to go. Again, not a typical off-roading video, but something that is going to be useful off-road for your navigation needs. And it's definitely working for us. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Get back to the trail videos here in a bit. We have some fun stuff coming up. Stick around and be safe out there. We'll see you on the trails.